Man, do you ever have those moments, right, where you know that you're too busy to do something and you're like, no, that's a really bad idea because I'm already too busy. I can't take on anything else. It's just too much. I only sleep like 4 hours a night, but yet I still I want to add something else onto my plate for whatever reason. And it's just a psychopathic tendency. It's just a tendency that doesn't make any sense. It's crazy. And yet I do it to myself on a daily basis. I don't understand why I do it. I just keep adding stuff on my plate and I don't know why. I just need more. I need more. I need more. It's like an unhealthy habit, man. It's absolutely insane. And so yeah, that's what we're doing over there at Fantasy Intervention. And we're growing. We're getting bigger and bigger and bigger each and every week. So I want to give a huge shout out to the listeners over there and our followers, and all the people subscribed to our YouTube channel and to our podcast pages on whichever platform you guys listen to. I want to give a huge shout out to you guys because without you guys, none of this would actually be possible, right? Right, Mike? We need these people. We need them.
We need them. We love them. They literally no show without them. So absolutely stoked to see so many people coming out to this show. Then we just came up out of nowhere. What has been 4 weeks now, I think, right?
Yeah.
And this just keeps blowing up. Now you'll notice today, though, I mixed it up a little bit, Chase. I'm not wearing the hat. And the reason for that is yesterday I did an informal poll of all my followers.
Yeah.
And it turns out that none of them actually know I do fantasy football. They're just there for the eye candy. So I got myself a haircut. I trimmed the facial hair, got everything looking nice because apparently my milkshake is what brings the boys to the yard.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, I spent less time on the show sheet this week and more time on my physical appearance because apparently that's what people are here for, and I give the people what they want. So I'm trying to look pretty today. I got my Gemmo the Icon shirt, no hat, trying to look good for you guys. Hopefully that brings the ratings up even further.
Oh, man, I love that. I absolutely love that. And to be honest with you guys, this is why we do the show for you guys, and this is why we do the Wednesday show. It's to answer your questions. It's to pay you back for all those views, for all those follows, for all those, helpful additions to the team. And of course, we couldn't do this show. We could not do this show without our guests from Dynasty Vipers, right? What's going on, Matt? What's going on, Calvin? How you guys doing today?
Chase, I'll just speak for the whole audience and say, like, hey, look, I feel like I'm one of your fans. I'm one of the people who tune into your show. And hey, maybe you said you can't do the show without us, man. We love you. You are
Stop it.
You are fantastic. We like spending time with you and Mike. So hey, it's a good thing.
Yeah. What's up, Matt? How is everything over there? How's everything down below? You feeling better?
We're getting there. We got a little, you can't quite see it, but she's a little white outside right now. We got about 4 inches of snow.
Tell everybody where you're from that doesn't know. Not everybody knows.
North of the 49, just about 3 hours south of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So if you know where that is, we got our snow here right across the board. 4 inches is a lot more than Calvin's packing with him on a daily basis. So
God bless the Queen and God bless Calvin for those 4 inches. But yeah, what's going on, guys?
Oh, and I got a little blender there and a little chum bucket there for a little bit later.
Do you want to let everybody know why?
The reason why is for some reason, look, Mike has a little bit of this illness too. But some people just have an illness that they put something they care about on bad quarterbacks, and I don't understand why.
So, Mike can attest this last week there, the week before. New rule: never bet on Kirk Cousins or Andy Dalton primetime. That's a major no. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm probably gonna make the same mistake again here. So.
What exactly happened?
So when you tune into the Vipercast at 10:30 Eastern after the show, we usually do a little bit of a preview of each matchup for the week, what we're looking for, et cetera, et cetera. But each week we kind of have this one side bet in which we put some sort of a humiliating challenge behind as well. So last week, I bet that Kirk Cousins would be a top 12 quarterback. That was the same week that caused Mike to have his face shaved and me to Dingus Does Drag, I guess is the best way to title the show.
Dingus Does Drag. I love it.
And then last week, I made the mistake of saying Andy Dalton, who looked so good, 9 of 11 for like 150 yards in the fourth quarter, would outperform Ryan Tannehill. So all Ryan Tannehill did was get him a game that went to overtime, throw for almost 400 yards, and throw for 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's not a bet I would have made, but that's all you, man. That's all you, baby. That's all you.
Yeah. No, I'm a sucker for punishment. I'm okay. Give the people what they want. I'm expecting people to tune in just to watch me throw up and get a little bit extra in my beard. I haven't quite got my cloth yet, but I'm going to mix it with Big Mac with some strawberry banana smoothie with some Canadian snow is going to go into it as well. So,
oh God, Jesus, man, that's
just
so
think
gnarly.
of the bread, the soggy bread that's going to be mixed into that beautiful Big Mac smoothie.
Well, if I play my cards right and I puree the shit out of it, I may not taste the bread. It may just go down nicely. So a secret is try and crush it up as well as possible and hope for the best.
That ain't going down nicely, dude. I appreciate your optimism, just like I did when we bet on Kirk Cousins. You're an optimist. That shit ain't going down well. There's no chance.
I really think it's going to go down better than come back up.
Oh God, stop. All right, Mike, what's going on in the show today? So we can go ahead and get to some of these questions. They are building up over there on Facebook, guys. We are definitely going to answer these. But Mike, let everybody know, what to expect from the show today.
Absolutely. We're going to do a quick recap of week 6. We don't want to spend a ton of time on it. We're going to let you know of our hits and our misses. We're going to give you those post waiver wire ads, the people that are still underneath that 60% threshold that you should be adding to your team for free right now. We'll give you those smash flex plays that have great matchups and your starts outside the consensus top 20 running backs and wide receivers and top 15 quarterbacks and tight end for the upcoming week 7 matchups.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one. And in between, guys, we're going to be answering some of these questions. So we're going to do, one of our topics and then a question and mix them in with you guys. So make sure you guys stay tuned if you are waiting for a question to be answered. So let's go ahead and kick this off with what we got right. Obviously, it wasn't Kirk Cousins, but,
It was not the quarterbacks this week, but what we spent a lot of time with our friend BZ on, we were all over DeAndre Swift. We were loving on that man like he was our firstborn. All 3 of us were telling you league winner. I posted some tweets from August where I told you that he's going to be a first-round Dynasty startup pick next year. Don't even ask me about him. He's a league winner. Go ahead after it. And what did he do? The man went off. Absolutely off. 2 touchdowns over 100 yards, by far the best back in Detroit. And I think this is just the start of something huge for Mr. DeAndre Swift.
Okay.
Next one we had on the list.
Just roll them off.
Let's go. Next one we had on the list. We gave you 3 weeks ago, pick up Richard Rodgers. Everyone's rushing to their waiver wire to grab him right now. You already have one, your team. We gave you Austin Hooper and Irv Smith. I mean, we were crushing the tight end position, the hardest position to hit to date. We absolutely gave you 3 rock stars that people are trying to get off their waivers now. We gave you Christian Kirk, who had an 80-something yard touchdown. And then one of us nailed the Cardinals backfield. And I'm going to let him tell you why he did it that way.
Oh, man. So, of course, Kenyon Drake was a play this week. That's something to where, you saw the Cowboys. They're actually really good at bottling up pass catching running backs, which is something that I'm going to dive into here in a little bit. Meanwhile, they're very porous, or the front seven's very porous when it comes to inside runs. They want Kenyon Drake to be that grinder. They want Kenyon Drake to be that guy that gets those hard-earned yards. And so, yeah, they're not going to keep Kenyon Drake. He's on a one-year tag. They're going to end up like Aaron Jones or, pick up another running back. So Kenyon Drake is going to just grind it up the middle so far this season. And you saw that one coming. Now, what did we get wrong? What did we get wrong?
Man, we blew the quarterbacks hard. I mean, we went Jared Goff and Drew Lock. Jeez, we couldn't have been worse. Oh, we blew Horsecock Lock like you read about. I gave you Jarvis Landry expecting Cleveland to maybe have a passing game. I was wrong there. I personally gave you Chase Edmonds, and I went all in Antonio Gibson and Laviska Shenault. It turns out that I just spelled his name wrong. I meant Chase Claypool. And then the man who Matt's going to be paying for tonight, we gave you Andy Dalton as a pickup, and he looked like a pile of garbage. He looked like he had no idea what was going on. I still think better things for him. I'm still not upset that you picked him up. Just wasn't a good first outing for him as his first full game as the starter of the Cowboys.
All right, so let's go ahead and answer a question to start this one out. Is Rob Gronkowski a good pickup. He actually had a great week this past week. So let's start out with Dingus. Dingus, is Rob Gronkowski a good pickup this week?
I absolutely think he's a good pickup. I think he's a guy you can pick up and play now the rest of the season here with O.J. Howard out. Now it's down to Gronk, Cameron Brate, and they did get Hudson in there a little bit as well, Tampa Bay did. But Gronkowski is definitely a guy you could pop in your lineup here right now. It looks like he's starting to get back into shape, so to speak. He's still not the Gronk of old, but he's a little bit bigger than skinny Gronk here to my right.
All right, Calvin, what you got, man? Skinny Gronk?
So I'm a little worried about his missing practice today. Now, that could just be a veteran rest day or something like that. So definitely monitor his injuries. Honestly, the tight end that I like the most right now is Trey Burton. I think Trey Burton's getting a lot of run there with the Colts. And, our question there, I guess, was followed up by if not who. So I guess I'm jumping the gun. But I'm as long as Gronkowski's healthy, sure. But if not, I think Trey Burton's available in a lot of places, and I wouldn't mind grabbing him.
All right, Mike, what you got, man?
All right, so let me give you the names that I'm looking at for our pickups that I would take over Gronk and one I would put behind him. Dallas Goedert's a guy I'm absolutely going over Gronk if I'm looking for a pickup. You might have to wait a week with him coming back from injury, but I think he's a smash play if you can grab him. I have Irv Smith going over Gronk as well. He's putting up big numbers now. All of a sudden, Cousins found out he was there. I have him over Jack
spotty,
Doyle.
though. So spotty.
It is, but it's 2 weeks in a row. You got 4 catches over 50 yards. I just think this is his time to take off, and Gronk is going to be just as spotty, if not worse. I do have Gronk ahead of Jack Doyle, who's the other tight end we're looking at right now. So I'd put him in right around where Irv is, right ahead of Doyle, but significantly behind Dallas Goedert if you have that option.
Okay. All right. I see that. I'm looking at his schedule. He actually has a pretty Gronk has a pretty awesome schedule. He has the Raiders, the Giants, the Saints, the Panthers, the Rams. This stretch should be very, very good for him. So I like Gronk being picked up and played right off the bat up against the Raiders. That's my take on it personally. I think their safety, John Abrams, actually, he's tiny, isn't he? He's like 5'10". He's small. Anyways, let's go ahead and get on to our first segment here, and then we'll go ahead and answer some more questions in between. Mike, you want to take this one?
Absolutely. So next one, we're going to go shallow and deep league pickups. Just to refresh your memory, shallow leagues means anywhere rostered between 20 and 60%. In our deep league are those players that are under 20%. Those are your 12 to 14 team leagues, 25 plus man rosters. So we're looking at those deeper ads. So right into the shallow ads, what we want to kick it off with is Joshua Kelly. They're coming off a bye, and this was a guy who was everybody's darling, and then all of a sudden Justin Jackson ate his lunch, and people started giving up on him. You saw him being dropped. He was somewhere in the 70%. Now he's down to 55. This is still a committee. Gold in fantasy are those 6-point goal line carries, and that's still Joshua Kelly's job. He's going to be grabbing those touchdowns, and as we're going to cover later, right out of the gate, he has a great matchup against the Jacksonville Jaguars. So those 45% of leagues that don't have him rostered right now should be running to your waiver wire to pick this guy up.
No, I couldn't agree with you more. Looking at it, they've only had 2 weeks, Jacksonville Jaguars, where they've allowed less than 100 rushing yards to the running back position. And those 2 weeks were still 76 yards and 71. And in those 2 weeks total, they still got over 100 yards total in the receiving game as well. They're not great, actually, up against – the Jacksonville Jaguars actually pretty overall solid up against pass-catching running backs. Outside of week 1 against the Colts, they've only allowed a maximum of 54 receiving yards. Meanwhile, we're looking at 0 receiving yards, 29 receiving yards, 18 receiving yards, and 36 receiving yards for the running back. So Justin Jackson might not be a play this week. I might actually lean on to Joshua Kelly for this one. What do you guys think down there from Dynasty Vipers?
Well, I think, the first time we talked about this was in the offseason, and I've been team Justin Jackson since he came into the league. I really like him. I like his talent, and I like Jackson more than I like Justin. Joshua Kelly, but I think he's clearly worth a pickup, and he's this week is a week where I think you can probably reasonably start both I like Jackson better. Jackson outsnapped him in week 5 against the Saints, and he outtouched him 20-12. So I think there's a lot. I think there's a lot there from that backfield, and they should have a chance to get a lot of work this week. So definitely, if he's out there and Justin Jackson's not, I like him.
So the way I look at it here is Justin Jackson has always been the backup to Edler. Their skill set is very similar. They do very similar things. Joshua Kelly's always had his role will always be there, regardless of if Edler's in or not. So Joshua Kelly always has that set role. What I envision that is that Joshua Kelly is in that kind of Melvin Gordon role, and then Jackson's in that Edler role. Now, obviously, this year the Chargers have gone more towards the Edler role than the Gordon role, so that's why you're seeing Justin Jackson have as much success as he has. Justin Jackson's no slouch. This dude absolutely balled out at Northwestern. The only thing that Joshua Kelly's got really going on his side is the draft capital. So while I'm okay with rostering Joshua Kelly and I'm okay with rostering Justin Jackson, I think it's really going to be a roll of the dice, and they both kind of cancel each other out. So there is no true winner in this backfield right now.
I could take that. I could see that 100%. So let's go ahead and answer another question for Facebook user. By the way, guys, you have to get approved through Facebook in order to use this and have your name pop up. But Chase Claypool or Tyler Lockett in week 7, this is a great question because didn't Tyler Lockett kind of shit the bed last week? Was it the week before that? I mean, he outside of weeks 1 and 2, he's been a shell of himself, right?
Yeah, I mean, Lockett's been absolutely nothing. It has been DK Metcalf kind of taken off at this point. And I think when you look at it, you have a clear-cut winner in matchups. I mean, you have Chase Claypool going against the Titans, who's 27th against opposing wide receivers, where you have the Arizona Cardinals are 7th against opposing wide receivers. Now, the only caveat here is it does look like Deontay Johnson's going to be back, which is going to throw a little monkey wrench into that wide receiver core. But I think Chase Claypool has played his way into that offensive weapon role that I don't think Deontay Johnson is going to eat too much into his target share. And with that matchup, I'm going Claypool by a considerable amount over Lockett in week 7.
Okay, I'm going to pump the brakes here. Lockett is still a better receiver than DK Metcalf. I don't care who you are. Give me Lockett over Metcalf. Now, saying that, I will always take the Canadian. So I will take Chase Claypool here because it's the Canadian thing to do, damn it. We got snow today for a reason. Another big week for Chase Claypool. But Lockett is still better than Metcalf. I will stand on that hill.
Calvin, are you standing on the hill too?
Lockett's not better than Metcalf, but he is a good receiver and he has a very good quarterback. And Claypool does too. But Tyler Lockett, he for the first 3 weeks, I mean, 8 targets, and 13. Very different games against Miami and against Minnesota, obviously. And DK Metcalf was the alpha there. But you can tell when you watch the games that Russell Wilson, when he gets into trouble and he's looking for an outlet, he's looking for Tyler Lockett. And Lockett is that. When he first came into the league, we thought of him as a deep threat and, almost like a Marquise Brown boom bust type guy, but he's actually become like a much more of a high floor PPR type guy. Now, obviously the last couple of weeks haven't been what you were hoping for, but with some matchups coming up, for instance, against Arizona, where they may have a cornerback that lines up against DK that is going to potentially give him more attention, then Lockett could be in for a much better game with one of those 8, 9, 10 target games. So I lean Lockett.
So let's just go back to this Metcalf Lockett thing real quick. Metcalf has only got 2 more receptions in each of the last 2 weeks. Prior to that, Lockett had 8 catches to his 4, 7 catches to 4, 9 to 4. In the last 2 weeks, it was 4-2. 6-4. I'm still taking Lockett as the top receiver there.
I don't like him this week, to be honest with you guys. He's up against Byron Murphy, who has looked like a superstar over his first, 6 games now. I'm telling you guys, like, Byron Murphy's the real deal over there in the slot. He's one of my favorite slot corners in the entire league. So I don't like Tyler Lockett this week. I think it might be another week before we see Tyler Lockett get back to week 1 or 2 form. So although it's tough for me to say, I wouldn't normally say this, but I think I'm going to have to take Claypool over Lockett, and that makes me cringe. I don't like that. All right, Mike. What we got? What we got up next?
You know how you have those names on waivers that you really just want to lose your shit? Like you want to just shake people and say, what the are you watching? T. Higgins is still available in 43.1% of leagues. So let me give you some numbers. 6, 9, 7, 8, and 8. Those are the number of targets this man is seeing since he became the starter in week 2.
That's
Absolutely demolishing everything he sees. The kid's going up. I mean, he has AJ Green on the sidelines crying, saying, please trade me because I can't hold T. Higgins' jockstrap. He's a first-round talent with a stud quarterback, the targets to thrive. This is waiver wire gold. Please tell me that none of our fans are letting this guy sit out there. He is not just someone you need on your roster. He is an every week start wide receiver 2 with wide receiver 1 upside. I couldn't be more excited about this guy. Everyone's talking Justin Jefferson. Everybody's talking CeeDee Lamb. T. Higgins will end up as the rookie with the best stats of any rookie wide receiver in the 2020 season. Get him in your damn lineup. No, I'm not arguing this. It was a statement. It wasn't a question. I see you're going to answer it like it was a question, but it was a statement, my friend. No, we can just keep rolling.
He's not going to beat out Justin Jefferson in the stats. Come on.
Oh, he is. I'm telling you, this kid's about to explode.
And CeeDee Lamb, there's no way. There's no way that he's going to finish out better than CeeDee Lamb and Justin Jefferson. You want to put a bet on it? Because we can do it with another mustache.
We're going to do it. I have
that sounds like a Big Mac smoothie bet going on up there.
Oh man, I'll do a Big Mac smoothie that he doesn't finish out as a top wide receiver. No, right. You're not touching it. You want to do it?
Yeah, let's do it. I'll put it down.
Since it was a statement, I mean, all right.
That will be our week 17 show. Will be you drinking a Big Mac smoothie while I am sitting there entertaining the crowd with my gorgeous good looks.
Get out of here. Get out. That's not going to happen.
Hey, I'm not here to play games. You know that. I'm here to put it down and own my shit, and I will own this one.
Who's going to win this bet, guys? Who's going to win this? Who's going to win this bet?
Are you saying from here forward?
From here forward. Yeah, from here forward.
Okay, that's the only chance. That's the only way.
Wait, from here forward. Okay. All right, fine. I don't care. Let's do it. Well, damn it, because Andy Dalton has freaking.
Oh, nervous.
Yeah, all right, fuck you. Let's do it.
You wanted the fucking 600-yard head start you have, so I'm saying here forward.
Fine.
Enjoy your smoothie, my friend. I'll be drinking beers and entertaining people with my gorgeous looks. It will be like a webcam version of me while you're throwing up on the side.
Anytime, Cody, anytime. Dingus, do you have any say in this one?
So, for my own sanity, I'm going to go against Mike. Not because I disagree with Mike, but last time I agreed with Mike, things went south.
Right? No, agree with Mike. Agree with Mike. Don't agree with me. Please don't agree with me.
Go with Chase.
I mean, Chase has the field here, really. It's T. Higgins versus everyone. Like, you can't get better odds.
No, there is no better
bold
odds.
Statement. And I love me some T. Higgins. There's no doubt about it. But when you're playing the odds, like he's giving you the entire field here to work with. That's CeeDee Lamb. That's Henry Ruggs, who can go off in a heartbeat. We're talking from here on out. We're talking week 7 to 17 here.
Ruggs is going to look real sexy for that one. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Ruggs getting 200-yard games.
So my advice to both of you on this one, because I know Mike's going to want to grow his beard back, shave before you do the challenge, because I'm afraid what's going to get stuck in my beard right now and be like the smell in my I'm
going to be watching at 10:30 to see what Chase's face is going to look like. It's going to be nice.
Get out of here, man. That's not going to happen. Higgins is not going to outproduce all these other guys. It's not going to happen. I like Higgins, but not that much. AJ Green's seen an increased target share. It's happening. Oh, man, it's happening. So let's go ahead and answer this next question for this Facebook user. All right. We got, where are we? We've got Joe Mixon or Kenyon Drake in PPR. This is interesting. Calvin, do you want to hop on this one first?
Yeah, so you've got a couple of guys who have had basically one really, really good week that you're choosing between here. And so I think when you're looking at this, you've got to go with the odds. And I think the odds are that Joe Mixon has a better week than Kenyon Drake. Kenyon Drake obviously was really good this past week. But a lot of that was in garbage time, and they were up by a lot. I don't know that I expect for that same game script to be true when they're playing against the Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks, the Cardinals are much more likely to be able to throw the ball through the air. To me, they're more likely to be losing in this game. Kenyon Drake is not getting enough targets, in my opinion, or capitalizing on them to be able to be better than Mixon, in my opinion. And the Browns have been worse against the run than the Seahawks have, even if the game script is even. So I say Mixon.
Okay, so two things here. I want to hop on this about as badly as I want to hop onto a baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire ass first, okay? That's kind of where I'm sitting here. You're talking about Mixon and Drake. Both have been disappointments. Mixon's banged up right now. So in true Vipercast fashion, I'm going to go with Kenyon Drake on this one and go completely opposite of my partner here because I'm going to chase the points in this one. I think Mixon's too dinged up right now, too banged up. Plus, Officer Thorny there, Giovanni Bernard. We had a sighting last week on a touchdown. They want to get Thorny the ball.
Did Mixon play last week? I've been so busy, I haven't even had a chance to actually look at last week's stats yet.
Yeah, he played. He actually got hurt. I believe it was an ankle. So
I thought he was hurt before that. Oh, no, he was hurt this week. That's right.
Yeah, he got hurt this week. So what I will say for this week, I'm not even sure Mixon's playing, which will make your decision easy. But if I look at this for rest of season, I have to go Joe Mixon. But for this week, I'm going to go Kenyon Drake. I think he capitalizes on the matchup. It is a cakewalk matchup for him with the Seahawks. I don't think he'll be in the game in the fourth quarter. I think they'll be down pretty big, but I think he'll do enough damage early on to make his points. And to be quite honest, you couldn't have picked two running backs I've been more out on since the preseason. So it's really just neither of them are my guy. But I've Drake this week and Mixon rest of season, assuming he's healthy.
I'll take that. I'm going to go Kenyon Drake just because of the injury. Yeah, I'm sticking Kenyon Drake. And honestly, I feel like he could produce. We just saw the Vikings put up, how many yards was it on him? 196 yards up against the Seahawks. So they could follow the same recipe. Hopefully they watch game film over there. And yeah, I think it could be a big week for Kenyon Drake once again. Now, let's go ahead and hop into the next question. And let's knock out a couple of these, and we'll get back to the questions here in a second because we do have to be off of here by 9:10. So let's go ahead and go through these accelerated just a little bit.
Yeah, we can just fly through this. We already talked about Dallas Goedert coming back from injuries, forgotten man, and it coincides with the fact that Zach Ertz's season is probably in jeopardy right now. I think Goedert is a smash, 28% owned, get him on your team. The next one, to be quite honest, I'm not even sure is the best player in the backfield. So Michael Perrine, as of right now, he's getting the touches. I think we've talked about this, and guys, stop me if you want to jump in here, but I still think Ty Johnson's the long-term play. But Perrine is the short term right now at 11%. Calvin, I see you shaking your head. Anything you want to jump in with the Jets backfield here?
Well, this is my second time on with you guys. What was it, 3 weeks ago that we did this last? And when we were going over guys to pick up, Ty Johnson is who I mentioned that we should be picking up even back then when he was claimed by the Jets off the Detroit.
Me and you both agreed on that. Me and you were both sitting there pounding the table for that.
Yeah,
so he's the most explosive back in that backfield. They're going to need an explosive guy if they want to keep up.
You want the long-term play? The only guy who's going to be in the league in 5 years is Frank Gore.
Sounds about right.
I love it. All right, Mike, let's keep going.
All right, so we'll just go through that. We talked about Ty Johnson, only athlete on the team that's not 50 years old. We talked about Frank Gore, 4.3 to 4.4 speed, depending on who's clocking. 6th-round pick out of Maryland, absolutely going to smash. Next two guys are the guys that came up because of injury. We're talking JaMychal Hasty. I'm seeing a lot of Hasty season tweets out there. I'm not quite there. I still think McKinnon's the back you want, but Hasty did get 9 carries and one injury away from a bell cow role in an offense that's guaranteed to have a running back put up points. I mean, that's just what the Niners do. Whoever's in that backfield is going to put up points. I think it's McKinnon right now, but Hasty is a guy you want on your roster because he's one play away. Mostert's such a great story, but to be quite honest, I think he's done for the year with this high ankle sprain. You saw what it did to Kamara, who's a much better athlete. And to be quite honest, given his
Saquon
age,
Barkley too.
Exactly. And given his age, I think he might be done for good. So even Dynasty plays here. I think Hasty is the play from, say, week 10 on when McKinnon probably gets dinged as he seems to every year.
Like it, man.
And last one on the list is Boston Scott. I hate putting him on the list, man. My ass still hurts from what he did to me. My ass still hurts from what he did to me. I put him in for Sanders. But when you look at Miles Sanders is out 2 weeks. And Boston Scott has the Giants and Cowboys, who give up the 20th and 24th most points, respectively, to opposing running backs. It couldn't have come at a better time for Boston Scott. And if you forget about what he did that 1 week and look back to the end of last season, this guy was putting up running back one numbers, and now he has cakewalk matchups coming in. He's a plug and play. As much as he burns you, try to forget about that.
If he's somehow on your waivers, make sure you grab him and play him right off the bat. Why are you shaking your head, Dingus?
I'm not.
Why?
It's not a knock on Boston Scott. It's a knock on that Eagles front. There's nobody there. They're playing with a practice roster offensive line right now, and it doesn't matter who you stick in that backfield. They are going to struggle. So I'm saying, he's
Lane
out.
Johnson's practicing. He practiced today.
Still hurt. He's going to be banged up the rest of the year. He's been in and out of that lineup all season right now. What I'm saying is now, if Miles Sanders, who's truly a much better athlete than Boston Scott, or much better running back, can't get more. The only reason Sanders got some points is because he busted that one big run in the last 2 weeks. Other than that, it's been nothing. Tough sledding. I'm tempering expectations on Boston Scott. I am not starting him this week. If he performs well, I may think about it in week 8, but I am not ready to put him in my lineup with that Eagles offensive line.
Let me hit you with a stat real quick. All right. The Giants have allowed 840 yards to the running back position in 6 weeks. That's 140 yards a game. They have 6 touchdowns in 6 weeks as well. So your expectation is going to be a touchdown and 140 yards up against this position. And the thing is they face guys like the Bears, right? They face guys like, the Cowboys, who was, in a weird position, the Washington football team. Like they face guys that necessarily weren't great. And now they're allowing what? How many points? That's insane. That's absolutely insane.
Let me hit you with some facts. Jordan Mailata. Jamon Brown, who's starting left guard, just got cut. Jason Kelsey, one of the best centers in the league. Got it. Nate Herbig. Jack Driscoll, if Lane Johnson is unable to go. These are guys who are probably good enough to play in the XFL right now.
You're not lying, but it's the Giants. It's the Giants.
Yeah, let me hit both of you guys.
I'll take him in the receiving game. I'll hit him in the receiving game. I'll take the receiving yards. They're allowing 50 yards a game in receiving.
Is he? Miles Sanders never got shit in the passing game. He's a better receiver.
That was so weird.
Receiver they had.
That was really
Can you
weird.
guys let Calvin get in here because he's about to school both of y'all?
Let's go.
The last time
we'll block him out anyway.
Boston Scott played against the New York Giants, he had 19 carries for 54 yards, 3 touchdowns, 4 receptions for 84 yards. It is Boston Scott season.
I'm not a math guy, but that sounds like 27 or so points, and I think that's pretty damn good for your lineup.
I understand where Matt's coming from, but I'm playing him this week.
All right, before you guys lose your shit.
Hell.
I know the line sucks. There's no chance in hell, and you'll be drinking a smoothie next week if you bet on this one. So here we go. We got 3-1. Closing out your deeper leagues, we talked about Ty Johnson. We talked about Jack Doyle. We talked about Irv Smith. So let me give you that one last name you need to know about. That is the Senior Bowl standout. Denzel Mims is finally back. The year of the rookie receiver. This is the forgotten man. Definitely worth a look. I know what you're thinking. He's on the Jets. I know what you're thinking. Crowder's going to get targets. But Mims is going to eat Perryman's lunch. Herndon is going to be even further buried, and Mims is going to be the second offense on a team that can't stop shit and has to start throwing the ball in the second quarter. It's either going to be the elite one or Sam Darnold, but Mims is a guy who's owned in 3.2% of leagues. He is the next one up, and I expect him to have an Odell Beckham type coming back from hamstring injury and reminding you why this kid is a talent. Get him on your team now, because next week everyone's going to be blowing all their fab on this kid. Put him on your roster, get him in there, and watch him go.
That's a hot take, man. That's a hot take, especially without time to practice. But I can understand where you're coming from. Do you guys have a disagreement with this? I think that Perryman and Mims are going to cannibalize each other.
So you're asking me if I disagree. That's kind of my role on everything. Mims is not going to do shit this week, but get him on your roster. I agree with this.
Okay.
Because the guy is talented, but it's going to be. They got to get rid of the elite one and get Sam Darnold back in there for Mims to get going. If you remember back, Vincent Smith, he said Denzel Mims is the real deal, and he should know. He practices with them. So
yeah, on the SFB Podathon. Yep. So let's go ahead and hit some of these questions real quick, and let's do rapid fire on these as well, because we need to definitely escalate this episode. This guy took a shot on AB, right, on the waiver wires. He ended up on he's potentially going to end up on the Seahawks, I think is what the reports are saying, right? Is there any other team that's in the running? I mean, I would think the Texans would have to be, right?
I mean, they've mentioned there's about 4 teams, but no other names other than the Seahawks have come up. There's going to be a bidding for his services. We know Baltimore's kicked tires on him with Hollywood Brown as a relative there, or cousin or nephew or brother. I don't know. He's something related. So we know.
Hey, stepbrother.
Hey, let me drop something on you because I live up here. Bill Belichick fucking loves Antonio Brown.
He's not going back to the Patriots after what happened.
They left on good terms. I'll tell you. Other than the Kraft comment, I don't think it's burned. I don't think it's completely burned there. And hell, they need a friggin' wide receiver on that team.
That would be interesting.
Hey, desperate times call for desperate measures. They're not running away with the AFC East right now.
I think it just depends on landing spot for the most part. Like if he ends up with the Seahawks, I'm not loving Antonio Brown. You know, he's going to be just like Josh Gordon, right? Who was extremely undependable. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan on this. Let's go ahead.
Who the Seahawks actually signed, by the way.
Yeah. All right, let's go to
Josh Gordon is a Seahawk right now.
Is he? I didn't realize that.
That's interesting.
He's signed to a contract right now.
Wow.
Ooh, okay. All right, is it time to bench Edelman? Yes, up until you see future production. Anybody disagree?
Nope, hot garbage. Put him on your bench.
I need to see Cam Newton pass better.
I mean, if you've got no other options, then yeah, I guess you got to start him. I could be swayed either way on this one, really. I'm not putting him as a wide receiver 1 or 2, but as a flex option, there's a possibility that he could still find his way in my lineup.
All right, Jonnu Smith, is he going to play this week? Anybody seen your reports? I didn't see anything, but I don't think he's going to play. I think he's out.
No, I think it's a first week. I think that he's probably got 1 week to get better.
All right, let's go ahead and hit this one, then we'll hop on to our next segment, guys. What do you guys think about OBJ? Time to bench him for Higgins or Crowder?
Either. Bench him for both.
You know what? I don't disagree with that because he's probably got pink eye again. So,
didn't he throw a bitch fit on the sideline, like through his shoes or something, or through his helmet?
Yep, and then went home sick today. Whatever the hell that means for a football player, get him out of here.
Guys, we have something happening right now. Something is happening, and I'm really, really excited about it. I know that we're trying to rush through this. I know we're trying to actually make this thing happen and get our show in time. But we have somebody in here that needs to come on and talk. My boy, Troy.
What's going on, y'all? What's up?
What up?
What up,
are you
buddy?
wearing that sexy pink mini skirt? Please
No,
tell me you have that mini skirt on.
I wish. I'm wearing pink though, because I had to go with the theme. So I am wearing pink, but the mini skirt, I gotta order that.
Oh man, so we're bringing Troy on for a reason, right? So Troy, why are you coming on to this podcast, right? You're here to settle a debate, right?
A debate? What debate is that, my friend?
Well, that the real question is Higgins from here on out, is Higgins going to finish up as the wide receiver 1 for rookies moving forward from here on out, or is another rookie wide receiver going to finish out as the wide receiver 1?
Jefferson.
What do you say, master debater?
Jefferson, man. I think Jefferson got it. I feel like, Higgins is, he's doing his thing. He looks good, but Jefferson's been too impressive, man. So I gotta go with Jefferson.
So in honor of course, Dynasty Vipers coming onto the podcast, we made a bet that Dingus is going to have to live up here at 10:30, right? Mm-hmm. So did you see what bet it was?
Yeah, I don't know the bet. I just know about the punishment.
Yeah, the punishment is he has to drink a Whopper smoothie. So Mike and I bet that he took Higgins finish out as the rookie wide receiver 1 from here on out towards the tail end of the season. And since the Dynasty Vipers are on, he has to drink a Whopper smoothie at the end of the season because there's no way Higgins is actually going to finish out as the rookie wide receiver.
No, there's. I cannot wait to watch you cry while you're drinking that smoothie.
Wait, who do you guys think is going to finish as the rookie wide receiver 1 then?
I just took the field.
Oh, well then that's
he took Higgins.
Man, you bold, man.
I'm always bold, Troy. You know that. I might not be smart, but I am pretty and bold. Those are the two things I have going for me.
All right, Troy. So the real reason why you're on is to plug the next podcast, right? That starts up here in about 15 minutes. And we're going to try and make it there. But we're definitely running way behind on our show sheet. So go ahead and let everybody know where to find, your podcast that you're going to be promoting.
Sure. So what's up, world? I'm Troy King. I am one of the co-hosts of Fantasy Football Confidential. You can find us. We stream to Twitter and YouTube. It's me, Linda G, John Bauer, and Mitch Sorensen. We air Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So check us out, man. We have a good time, man. We talk rowdy, we talk fantasy football. We go in depth sometimes, but it's always a good show. So check us out once a week, Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And then make sure you follow that up by watching Dynasty Vipers. We got a whole Wednesday lineup, guys. This is sick. This is amazing. I absolutely love it.
Is straight fire on here Wednesdays.
Troy, you got time to answer one more question with us? We're kind of doing rapid fire here. We're kind of doing rapid fire. All right, so Justin Jefferson, Devontae Parker, or Will Fuller rest of the season. Tyreek Hill and A.J. Brown as the starting wide receivers. So I'm guessing this is probably like the flex play or the third receiver here. Troy, you can start us off and then hop off if you need to.
Sure, no problem. So is the question, let me make sure I read the question right. So Justin Jefferson / Devontae Parker or Will Fuller. I'll say that take Devontae out. So I guess it's between Justin Jefferson and Will Fuller.
Wait, even with Tua?
Even with Tua, I don't know that Tua's going to look better than Fitzpatrick does, especially starting off. I feel like it might take him a little while. So I'm not going to get too – I got to see it first, man. Fitzpatrick was killing it, so I'm not going to get too excited about Tua and Devontae Parker. Give me Will Fuller. Out of those two, give me Will Fuller because even though I love Justin Jefferson, I feel like I like Houston's offense more. And then I feel like, when Dalvin Cook is healthy, they're still going to run the ball with him. And yeah, they're going to be efficient with Jefferson, but Adam Thielen's still the number one. Will Fuller is still the number one in Houston to me. And he's been amazing. As long as he stays healthy, I definitely will take him.
Sorry about the jet noise.
I was wondering what that was. I'm like,
Jake's about to take off on your take there.
It's constant. Yeah, I got Will Fuller too. Does anybody else not have Will Fuller?
Yeah, I have Devontae Parker, and it's not.
Yeah, me too.
You have Devontae Parker?
Hell
You all are higher. You guys are all high. It's Justin Jefferson, man. Come on. Will Fuller, never bet on Will Fuller. He's like John Ross. He's going to get hurt in 2 weeks, and he's going to be out for the rest of the season. So Will Fuller is out of it for me altogether. Devontae Parker, I'll never trust him. I agree. Fitzpatrick's the better option there than Tua right now. I think he hurts all their values right now. I know Tua is going to be better long term, but they done Fitzy wrong. I'll tell you what, Flores has done a lot of good things in Miami. They just done Fitzy wrong on this one.
I agree. No, I 100% agree with that.
All right. We appreciate it, Troy. Make sure you guys go check him out over there at 9 o'clock after we're done with ours. And we're going to try and make it there by 9:10, but it might be like 9:15.
Sounds good, y'all. Have a good one.
All right, bro. We'll see you soon.
All right, guys. So let's go ahead and hop into this next segment, and then we'll go back to answering questions again. So what you got for us, Mike?
All right, so next we have our flex plays with great matchups in Week 7. We're going to kick it right off with the duo that we've already kind of beat to death earlier on. That's Justin Jackson and Joshua Kelly. Jacksonville's 28th to opposing running backs. Absolute dream matchup for these guys. Running backs are averaging 114 yards a game rushing against the Jags D. I think both are flex plays this week. I think that Kelly gets the bigger point total of the two, but if you have either of them, you absolutely have to play them this week. Smash starts for both running backs.
Like it. We've already beat the horse to death pretty much, right? So we don't need to talk about that anymore. Let's go ahead and go over another one, and we'll answer a question after that.
All right, so next one we have is Jamison Crowder against Buffalo again. Just as a quick reminder, week 1 against this Buffalo team, 7 for 115 on the touchdown. Why wouldn't you roll him out again? I mean, their struggles are documented well. Double-digit targets every single game for Crowder. I expect a monster game for him against the Buffalo Bills this week.
What do you guys think about Jamison Crowder?
Get him in your lineup.
Yep, I agree. Cool.
I'm watching the injuries. I mean, Brashard Perryman, 8 targets in his first game back last week. I mean, obviously that's with Flacco, and not necessarily going to see the same thing with Crowder. But
they threw a ton.
What did he go? 4 for 8, right? For 84 yards.
Yeah, 8 targets. Yeah. That's
he had 4 receptions, right, for 84 yards.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and answer this question real quick, and then we'll pop on to our next guy, DeAndre Swift. So we need to play one wide receiver and a flex. Josh Jacobs. Wait, how many teams are in this league? No, I'm just kidding. This is actually a good one because Fulgham's at the tail end. So the one wide receiver and a flex. Josh Jacobs is obviously the flex, right? There's no debate on that.
No one else. You have to play Jacobs.
You agree, Dingus? Dingus.
Tampa Bay is a fantastic defense, guys.
Oh yeah, Tampa.
If I'm going to probably roll Stephon Diggs against the Jets here. It seems like an easy play here to go with Stephon Diggs against the Jets defense. That Tampa Bay Bucks defense worries me as a Josh Jacobs. Outside of that one big week 1, Jacobs has been good to average. Nothing special so far in the season as far as fantasy football numbers are concerned. I'm going with Stephon Diggs.
Diggs is an automatic start for me. And now that you reminded me, because I completely forgot that, oh man, that's tough. But Josh Jacobs performs no matter what happens. He gets the touches, he gets the yards, and he's getting used in the passing game. I think you still have to roll Josh Jacobs, but Fulgham actually becomes interesting for me because and I put a post out there earlier, and I'm trying to figure this out. But Bradbury, I don't think will follow or shadow to the slot. And so I think that Bradbury actually has a significant chance to cover Sean Jackson instead, but Sean Jackson also gets used in the slot. He's not just solely relegated to outside targets. Meanwhile, about 40 to 45% of Fulgham's snaps are in the slot.
I'm not 100% sold Deshaun Jackson finishes this game if he starts it even. He's
it's a hamstring
injury.
But the thing is all right, so Bradbury, right, in the past 5 weeks, 5 out of the past 6, the past 5 weeks in a row, he's shadowed the primary receiver. And those primary receivers don't travel to the slot all that often outside of Terry McLaurin, who's still only like 20% in the slot, not much. So meanwhile, in week 1, they faced the Steelers. And at Steelers, he didn't shadow. He just played the normal, right side of the field. His left, offense is right. So with that being said, does he not shadow if the primary receiver is used in the slot at a significant rate? And Fulgham does. So will they actually go to more zone this week instead of man-to-man? And I think that if they do that, then Fulgham could actually be, because that safety there with their slot corner hurt. Safety over there is Logan Ryan slides in the slot. Meanwhile, that deep safety that plays free safety ends up sliding to the back end. And that guy is Julian Love. Julian Love has not been good. And Logan Ryan hasn't been in the slot. There's a reason why he got moved to safety is because he's losing his, athleticism. So Fulgham could actually have a big game this week again. And he had a big game up against, who was it, Ravens last week? I kind of like it, man. I kind of like Fulgham.
I like it as well. I mean, McLaurin went 7 for 74. CeeDee Lamb went 8 for 124. Cooper Kupp 5 for 69 of the touchdown. Those slot receivers are putting up numbers against this defense. and Fulgham is getting everything. He's getting the lion's share of the targets. I'm going Jacobs and Diggs, but man, Fulgham is a nice play this week. I'd love to see what the rest of the lineup looks like because I would like to have all three in my starting lineup this week if I could. And Tampa, what they are giving up is touchdowns. I mean, they've given up 5 touchdowns in 6 weeks to the running backs, and that's where Jacobs is making his money. He is going to get those close-in touchdowns, so I like him this week to get a touch, 50 yards, 11 points, which is solid, but I try to get all three because you're right. The slot receivers have been eating against the Giants, and I think that Fulgham's looking at a nice week this week.
How's Fulgham going to have a good week when Boston Scott's running for 120 yards and 300 yards receiving?
Because it's the Giants. They're going to give up 42.
It's the Giants. Yeah. It's the Giants. I don't know. It's tough for me. I tilted really hard earlier in my show for the DFS episode. I tilted real hard. I still don't know whether I like Deshaun Jackson or Fulgham more. To pose the question to see what you guys thought.
Yeah, this is one of those where your fantasy philosophy can kind of come into play, right? Because for me, if I wake up on Tuesday morning with a loss because I trusted Josh Jacobs, I can deal with that better than if I trusted Travis Fulgham over Josh Jacobs. And I'm with Mike on this one. I'm rolling out Stephon Diggs and Josh Jacobs. And yeah, Tampa Bay is going to be tough against the run, but I agree. I think he can fall into the end zone. If they get goal line carries, he's going to get them. He's going to get the volume. Travis Fulgham, I never heard of him until like 3 weeks ago. I'm just not interested in playing him over Josh Jacobs yet.
He went to ODU, which is right down the street from my house. So I've been following him since college. All right, let's go ahead to the next one.
Yeah, I want to get us caught up. So let's just go through some of these smash plays for the flexes. We have DeAndre Swift. I mean, we loved on him for a long time last podcast. He's going against Atlanta. Antonio Gibson has to be ready to roll. And he's going against Dallas. I think that realistically, this is someone, and I know, Chase, you want to elaborate on this. This is someone I'm waiting for. I know it's coming. What do you think about Gibson against Dallas this week?
Well, just real quick, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but the Dallas Cowboys do a great job bottling up the pass-catching running backs. We saw it with Edmonds. We've seen it throughout the entire year. Meanwhile, J.D. McKissic, who took over the main workload over there, is probably going to end up getting bottled up, which means that Antonio Gibson's going to have a lot more inside runs as long as that offensive staff and Scott Turner is watching game film. I think Antonio Gibson has a better week compared to J.D. McKissic having a better week this past week. Do you guys have any disagreement in that?
No, I love what Washington is doing with Gibson right now. I think they're almost giving him a chance to learn on the job. I love that they're doing that. He's learned the position well. I think Dallas is a team that looks like they are defeated right now. I want to play almost anybody and everybody going up against them. I wouldn't be surprised Washington walks away with a win in this one, and Gibson gets a good bit of carries.
I took Washington in my pick 'em this week, so I really think they get rolling against Dallas. Dallas can't stop nothing on defense right now.
Yeah,
there's definitely a big hole in D.
I actually have an article coming out for one of the companies. I haven't figured out who I'm going to send it to yet. But I think that there's a good chance that Trevor Lawrence ends up in Dallas this year. So I probably just lost all of our Dallas fans, by the way.
There we go.
All right. Up next.
Let's close it out. We had Chase Claypool. We beat that one to death. And I see on the show sheet, Chase put A.J. Green against Cleveland. I know he meant T. Higgins, so I'm going to let you go with the typo. I know you've been busy, my friend. But T. Higgins against Cleveland's a smash play, and A.J. Green will be watching him go off from the bench where he belongs. His old ass can't even run anymore. But if you want to talk about A.J. Green, go ahead. I'm not.
No. You can move on to the next part. I like A.J. Green this week. We saw the targets there the first week.
All right, cool. So next section is our smash plays outside the top 20 for running backs and wide receivers, top 15 for quarterback and tight end that have a chance to finish at their top 12 in their position, and some reason why. So we're going to kick right off with the stash, the man, Gardner Minshew, coming in at quarterback 16. I want as much of this Jags-Chargers game as I can get. Literally, this is my pants-off matchup of the week. Minshew gets the 29th best defense against opposing quarterbacks, finally has a full complement of weapons. It looks like Chark is going to be a little more than a decoy, and this D has given up 30-plus points in 3 of their last 4 weeks. Minshew's already got called out by his coach. The motivation is there. The weapons are there. The matchup is there. I think that Herbert and Minshew are going to go back and forth, full measuring contest, and I want the stash following nowhere near quarterback 16. Never mind top 12. I think he's top 10 of this position this week.
Like it, man. Do you guys have a guy you're keeping an eye on?
I'm going to do my best league Corso here. Not so fast. I fell into this trap last week with Jacksonville and Detroit. So I am very hesitant to dip my toes in on this one. I agree with everything you said. I'm just hesitant here on this one because of what happened with the Detroit matchup with Jacksonville last week.
The thing was Gardner Minshew's needed 40 or more passing attempts in order to get to where he's been. And last week up against a run-heavy team, I think that was the direction that I was going with that one. I was not playing Gardner Minshew that week because I just didn't think that he'd see enough passing attempts. So this week could be a little bit different.
I'm excited about the return of Teddy Two Gloves to NOLA and also Joe Brady returning here to New Orleans. Now, little known fact here, the Saints, they've been terrible against the pass. Maybe that's not a little known fact, but they have allowed at least 3 touchdowns to quarterbacks every single week that they played this year. So does Teddy get 3? I don't know. He could. I think at least you're talking about 302 from Bridgewater.
Ooh, that's a hot take.
Coming off an awful week. My man is going bold here.
Yeah, it was an awful week, but it was a predictably awful week because he was going against a defense that is very good against the pass. In fact, last week on the Vipercast, I said we need to avoid Teddy, even though he was good the 2 weeks before that because the matchup was tough. This is a really good matchup for him. He's going to have a little something extra on the line coming back home. The fans love him here. They're going to be fans in the stands for the very first time, but they're going to love him. He's not going to be in a really terrible spot. I like what he can offer this week.
2 things. Does Teddy Bridgewater outscore Justin Herbert this week?
Tune in at 10:30 Eastern to find out.
Oh, is that your bet this week? I like it.
And two, how the hell did we get to the Saints game? I thought we were just talking about Jacksonville and Chargers.
No, he picked Teddy.
Are you not listening?
Hold on, and Dingus, do you have Herbert?
Yeah, I mean,
holy shit. Teddy Bridgewater for 407 touchdowns. If Dingus is betting against him, he is now all of a sudden my smash play for every lineup you have. DFS,
you know what?
One-time use. Anyone you bet against, my friend, I'm going for now. Your luck is shit, and you cost me my beard.
You know what? you made the bet first. You made the bet first.
Yeah.
You were vibing it, though. You were vibing it, and I should never vibe off you again.
That's on you, Mike. You can't blame anybody else for that.
I'm trying, Calvin. Jeez.
Okay, so let's move on to the running back position, okay? So we're picking guys outside the top 20 that could finish as a top option at their position, a top 12 option.
Yeah.
So
this one it was pretty easy for me. A name jumped out immediately, and that's Latavius Murray, running back 32 against the Carolina Panthers, who has been torched by everybody not named David Montgomery and Kenyon Drake. They've given up 8 touchdowns in 6 games, an average of 103 rushing and 54 receiving per game. Big game for both New Orleans running backs, but give me all the Latavius Murray. 32nd against this defense is insane. He's getting the touches. He's getting the close-in work. I'm giving him an easy 15 points this week.
all right. I'm going to go if nobody else has one. I would go Swift, but he's at 21. We already talked about Swift. I'm not going to bring him up again. But honestly, the Buffalo Bills should blow the Jets out. They're a good team. They got shit on up against the Titans. They're going to come back with the revenge. And honestly, Zach Moss should actually get some touches inside the red zone. Not only that, but if they're up and winning, they're not going to risk Josh Allen getting hurt. So I think they're going to run it a ton. And so I actually really like Zach Moss this week in an opportunity where he should have at least 3 red zone carries, minimum 3 red zone carries. You guys got one for me?
I'll toss out Melvin Gordon. I don't know why he's outside of the top 20. Yes, I know he's got some DUI trouble, but I mean, honestly, the team says they're not going to discipline him for it. He is not ill this week. Yes, you got
He was
Phillip
hungover
Lindsay
last
there.
week. He was hungover last week.
Yeah, you got Phillip Lindsay there, and yes, I know. I think he's going to matter. But Kansas City is not good against the run. Teams are going to be able to run against them, and I think Denver with Drew Lock at quarterback is going to go in thinking we need to run the ball. So Melvin Gordon, to me, I don't know why he's ranked outside of the top 20.
Well, you're wrong, okay? Because Phillip Lindsay is still there. All Phillip Lindsay did was put on a show last week, okay? But
It was an easy matchup.
It doesn't matter if it's an easy matchup. Kansas City's going to be an easy matchup for Phillip Lindsay too, because Phillip Lindsay's the shit. Anyway, you guys hit on it. This is the hard-hitting analysis you bring me in here for. Who needs numbers? I just make shit up as I go. But I'm going to go with Antonio Gibson. We're going to have that week here. It's Antonio Gibson week against the Dallas Cowboys, who can't stop nothing. Give me Gibson. I know he's outside of the top 20, so that seems like a softball.
All right, guys, let's go really, really fast. Quick takes on these guys. All right, yes or no's? Can we trust Evan Ingram this week over Darren Fells? I'm going to say yes.
Never.
Yes.
Yeah, can't trust him, but over Fells, yes.
All right, on two. Who would you start as RB2, Melvin Gordon or Justin Jackson?
Justin Jackson with Gordon on the bench.
Melvin Gordon, not close.
Yeah, I'd probably go Melvin Gordon too. Let's see. Trying to catch up with it. Drake or McKinnon, Boyd or Lockett. Let's go Drake and Boyd for me. That's hard to say.
Drake and Lockett.
What is he doing?
I'm locking it. I'm popping and locking.
You crazy.
If you guys aren't watching this and you're listening to the podcast, then you guys are missing out. You guys got to tune into the live show.
It
Go check it out on
apparently was a
YouTube.
shotgun. I don't know what the fuck that was, but yeah.
I'm going to just completely disagree, and I'm going to say I'm going McKinnon and Boyd here. So that's
It's okay to be wrong.
All right, we're going to go with who would you rather play on this one, Hasty or McKissick? I'm going to go McKissick. He had his opportunity, and it wasn't a great matchup for him last week. He kind of shit the bed to an extent. I think that McKissick is the guy to own. He had some great weeks.
some things never change. You want a Shanahan running back. I'll take Hasty in that.
Oh, man, this feels so disgusting. This is like drinking a Big Mac smoothie. I'm agreeing with Calvin here and going Hasty.
Make it 3-1. I'm going to go Hasty on this one against the Pats.
Cool. Let's go with who you guys starting? Justin Herbert and Matt Ryan. Who does Atlanta have again? It's a really easy matchup, isn't it?
Atlanta's got the Lions, and Herbert has the Jags.
I'll take Matt Ryan.
Ryan with Julio back.
Yep.
All right, let's do this one. Then we'll go on to the wide receivers outside the top 20, and then hop back onto the rest of the questions. All right, 1 point PPR: Claypool, Demont, or Chark. Thanks, fellas.
Claypool till I see Chark is healthy. I want to play Chark, but Decoy last week still a little nervous, so I'm going to go with the sure thing in Claypool.
Oh, I know where Dingus is going on this one. He's going Chark, right?
No, I'm not going to shark myself until after I'm a Big Mac smoothie. I'm going to stick with the Canadian here. Come on, give me Claypool.
Dude, wait, you're taking – wait, how is – wait, oh, no, you said you were waiting on Gardner Minshew. My bad. Sorry. Yeah, that makes sense. I mixed up the argument. So, yeah, I'm going Chark on this one. I don't trust Claypool quite yet, although I know he's going to be a focal point. I want to wait to see what happens with DeAndre in this matchup.
Claypool for me. Chark is part of Jacksonville, who is spreading the ball around too much for my liking. I really like what Claypool is doing in Pittsburgh. I'll take him.
Yeah, 3-1. But, you win some, you lose some. This is my first 3-1 so far this week. All right, Claypool, Bobby Trees.
Bobby Trees. Always Bobby Trees.
Bobby Trees.
I'll take that. All right. I don't know what that was to. All right, let's go ahead and finish off this wide receiver tight end. We'll crush the last bit of these questions, guys. Oh, man. Go ahead.
Wide receiver. So you ever see a dog that's let out of the pound and how happy it is and how playful and the energy just goes right back into him? That's Brandon Cooks since Bob is gone. Since Bill O'Brien is gone, Brandon Cooks has gone off 229 yards and 2 touchdowns in his last 2 games. Massive shootout against Green Bay, points flying everywhere. They're 10th against opposing wide receivers, but have yet to face a full wide receiver core that's even halfway decent. Cooks is going to get loose. Big plays, in that stud quarterback that everyone was doubting when DeAndre Hopkins left, but still finds himself as quarterback 6, is going to hit Brandon Cooks. Top 20 coming very easily. Smash play at wide receiver 36.
All right. What do you guys got? Where do you want me to go? I could go ahead and pick it up. I'm going to go Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel's interesting. He's hit or miss. But I still like him. Honestly, I wanted to go DJ Moore, but I thought that was a little bit too easy. I think DJ Moore is going to absolutely go off up against New Orleans. But I'm going to go Deebo Samuel, who has his big weeks up against teams that aren't used to the conventional type, wide receivers. And New England, has been pretty much up against all conventional wide receivers. I think they're going to try and take George Kittle out of this game. So that's where I'm looking for Deebo Samuel to actually excel.
I'm going to stay in the same game, but I'm going to give you a different wide receiver. I'm going to say Brandon Ayuk, who's way down at the bottom of this ranking list, because I think you're right. I think Kittle gets bracketed. I think they use a couple of different options to cover him. I think Samuel is probably going to get coverage outside that. And then you're going to see Brandon Ayuk potentially, in my opinion, lead this team in targets. And he's been exciting. Like, he has been a really good wide receiver for them and prove that he can make plays. They've been creative about how they're going to get him the ball. This is a little bit more of a gut call with how I think New England is going to approach San Francisco and who they're going to try and take away. But I really like the idea of Brandon Ayuk as a deep option.
I have my fingers crossed that will make my fishbowl team finally come to life. I am forced to play him this week, so I'm cheering for you on this one, Calvin.
First off, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed you didn't take T. Higgins in this one. I feel that is a huge.
I can't keep saying the same name in 3 different segments. It's a rule, I think.
I feel the rule is start whoever you've got against the Jets. Cole Beasley is definitely a flex option for me this week against the Jets, but that's not my pick. I'm going to go. I got a couple for you here. Kenny Golladay, is he outside the top 28, top 30 right now? Like, come on, that seems like
I hope not. If he is, I'll take him.
Half the season. He's missed half the season. He's got Atlanta this week.
No, for the weekly rankings, dingus.
I don't know. No one ever sends me their weekly rankings. So anyway, my guy this week, Mike Williams. I'm going with Mike Williams if he's healthy. If he's in your lineup, if he's ready to go, Mike Williams is my play.
If Keenan Allen's out, I like it.
Yep, I dig it. All right, moving on to tight end to clear this out, then we'll get to our questions. Once again, absolutely dumpster diving for anything worth a damn. And I'm going to go Dalton Schultz at tight end 16. The Washington football team is stout at everything except for stopping opposing tight ends who are scoring the 5th most points in the league against them. Andy Dalton will be better. He can't be worse. Let's just be quite honest. I don't love it, but it is the best of a bad lot. Schultz is going to get some targets. And honestly, if you're going anybody at the tight end position right now outside the top 15, you are holding your nose and hoping for the best. So I'm just going to throw a dart at Dalton Schultz. And if I get it wrong, just know that I hate this as much as you do.
I'm going to go on the opposite side of things. I'm actually going to go with Logan Thomas. Logan Thomas up against Dallas. Dallas has been terrible defending the tight end. Logan Thomas got a touchdown. He got a touchdown this past week. So I'm going to hope that they see this and continue to pump Logan Thomas full of balls.
Really?
Oh yeah, they're going to pump him full of balls.
I'm impressed that you didn't go Drew Sample there. I appreciate that, Chase. If we're going dumpster diving, what about like very bottom of the barrel here? Let's just call like a crazy shot. With Dawson Knox out, what about Tyler Kroft? I mean, the Jets, like we said, we're going to go anybody against the Jets.
I like it.
If you've got almost nobody and you're just dumpster diving, Tyler Kroft could have some sneaky appeal.
I dig it.
Okay, how deep are we going here?
As deep as you want. You can go
Jason Kroom deep. Jason Kroom deep.
Okay, I'm not quite. So, are you going top 12? What's the number here? Where's the cutoff?
Outside the top 15.
Outside the top 15?
Yep.
Well, if you're going by ESPN, I'm just really shocked Calvin didn't get his boner over Tyler Higbee here because he's at like number 19 according to ESPN.
Yep.
I'm out.
But we want to go dumpster diving. I'm always for dumpster.
Left.
I'm all about dumpster diving. I'm going to go back to the Eagles game against the Giants and give me Richard Rodgers. Okay, you want to go dumpster diving? Give me the Eagles tight end because, like you guys said,
Jason Kroom. You mean Jason Kroom?
No, I'm going Richard Rodgers. I'm going deep.
I like it.
I love, man, Jason Kroom's athleticism and his ability to make crazy catches is amazing. I've been following him since the Bills, and I couldn't believe he landed with the Eagles. And then you have Goddard potentially out this week, or most likely out. Now Ertz as well. Jason Kroom, he's not a blocking tight end, so he might not see the field very often. Damn, does he have a shot to put up like a touchdown or two this upcoming week up against the Giants? Giants are actually pretty good up against the tight end, by the way. Anyways, guys, that's going to wrap up the episode for us. We do have some questions to answer real quick, so let's get to those. Mm-hmm. And then, we'll get out of here because we got a date, and we're running late for our date. All right, so, guys, we're going to start 2. Drake McKinnon, David Johnson, and Justin Jackson, half-point PPR. Who you guys got?
Drake.
Start 2.
Give me Drake and David Johnson.
I'm going to go McKinnon and David Johnson. I like what David Johnson's matchup is. And, guys, just look, take it easy on Dingus. He's never followed a show sheet before in his life. So the fact that he's not been able to follow directions here, just give him a break, all right?
Well, give me Drake and Jackson.
I'm going Drake and David Johnson. I like McKinnon, too, over David Johnson and over Drake sometimes. But, you have 3 good options out of the 4. Justin Jackson's not part of it.
No.
I'm just kidding. You have 4 good options, so I think it's pretty much win all. But I'm going to go Drake and David Johnson. All right, on to the next one. DK, AJ Brown, and Galladay, pick 2.
Stop it. You're just roster baiting, and I'm not even entertaining this shit. Just play whoever, and you're going to win.
I like it. I'll say the same. All right, pick 1. CD, DJ Moore, Claypool. Ooh, that's tough. I'm going to go DJ Moore up against New Orleans, although Claypool's good and CD's great. No, CD's actually not great. They're up against Washington. They're really good up against slot guys. CD's out.
Give me DJ Moore by a mile on this one.
DJ, give me more.
Okay, one's got Andy Dalton throwing. One's got Teddy Bridgewater throwing. Give me Claypool.
Okay, I'll take it. Whoa, how many questions do we have? Oh, my God.
People came to party tonight. They're all fucking hammered and just throwing shit at us, and I love it.
Well, damn it, if Mike could follow a show sheet, we'd be fine.
Like if you knew what top 12 meant, fucking Kenny Galladay, I'll start goddamn fucking Kyler Murray as my start of the week for quarterback while we're throwing shit out there.
All right, should I trade Bell, Freeman? My running backs are my running backs are Freeman, Bell, Gurley, Kamara.
You can do whatever the hell you want with Freeman. If someone will give you a half-eaten sandwich, even in COVID times, take it.
Shouldn't have wasted your fab.
Get him out of there.
Trade both of them. Trade both.
Yep, why not?
All right, would you trade Derrick Henry for Juju and Zeke?
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Capitalize on that shit.
I don't know, man. Zeke's going to get a ton of work. I like the Zeke side. Wait, did you guys like the Zeke side too?
Yeah, by a mile.
Okay, yeah. All right.
No, give me Henry. I don't understand.
Calvin, did you understand how you get 2 players for 1, and one of them's just as good as the other one? So
Calvin got muted.
Juju's trash. Juju's trash.
All right, I got McKinnon and Brandon Cooks. I got McKinnon and Cooks. Someone wants to trade me Hilaire for Cooks and McKinnon. Is this a good trade to accept?
Oh, hell yeah. Give me Hilaire. Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. Don't worry about Le'Veon Bell. Hilaire's going to get his.
You guys agree? Yeah. All right. Picked up Keenan Allen for Gaskin off. Wait, what?
Keenan Allen's a friggin' top 10 wideout. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Good for you. Why is he there? I don't know.
Keenan Allen has the 3rd most receptions all time after 90 games in his career. Good Lord, people. Stop dropping that crap.
The facts and stats thrown out by, oh my God. Ding it.
Calvin, you like that? I use numbers.
You did.
Numbers.
I'm proud of you. We have numbers. All right, so let's get through this one. Just pick your first 3. Fulgham is not in the category of these other 3. Godwin, Adams, and Anderson. Put them in your lineup. Fulgham doesn't belong there. That is 3 smash starts and 1 guy who's had a couple games.
All right,
and I am gorgeous.
Claypool, Lamb, Shark, or OBJ?
Kind of answered this in a way, didn't we? I mean, I think most of us went. Yeah, you went Shark. I think that Dingus went Claypool on this one. I went Lamb. Calvin, which one did you go on this one?
I said Claypool, but I don't know. I think it's close between him and OBJ. I could be convinced that, especially if Case Keenum is ultimately going to start and Baker Mayfield's out.
Well, if you want to start throwing shit around, I'm sure OBJ will catch it.
That was amazing. All right, just traded Gronk and Goddard for Sanders. And Sanders for Higbee, Crowder, full PPR.
I'm sorry, man. That was a mistake. No. Get Miles Sanders back. Tell him you made a mistake. You hit the wrong button. Get Miles Sanders back on your team, please.
Oh, Facebook user.
No, that's Emmanuel Sanders. That's got to be Emmanuel Sanders.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, no, you're fine then. Sorry. I don't really – that's a pile of poop. Yeah, no, that's fine. I thought it was Miles
Sanders. That's not a trade question we need to discuss. You're throwing shit up against the wall to see what sticks, but Crowder is the best asset in that.
Yep.
All right. Le'Veon Bell, AJ Green, John Brown, DJ Shark, Jared Judy. Pick 2.
Shark and Bell.
Do I have to? You know what? I'm feeling a little risque this week. If healthy, give me some Smokey Brown against the Jets. And you know what, Chase? I'm going to say it. Give me some AJ Green just for shits and giggles because I don't trust Shark this week. I ain't going to trust Bell. Jerry Judy, not so much. So give me Green and Brown.
All right, guys.
Which will be what comes out of my mouth later.
We will sit here and answer the rest of the questions. We got to sign off because we have another show to be on, and we're already running 10 minutes late. So go ahead and let everybody know where to find you guys down there at Dynasty Vipers.
Well, for one, you can take a lot of these questions, and if you don't have them answered yet, or if you have any more, you can bring them at 10:30 Eastern tonight for the Vipercast. I am at Calvin and Hobby. You can find me there on Twitter or any of my work on dynastyvipers.com.
Yeah, what he said. Check out the Vipercast, 10:30 Eastern. You know, we don't have a show sheet. Calvin does numbers. Jeff, you want some medical knowledge? Jeff's there to drop some medical knowledge. Yeah. He's the third part of our Vipercast.
Is he official now? Is he actually part of your thing now?
Yeah.
He's not just clicking the link by accident like he did that night we were on together.
No, and that happened. He clicked that link by accident, and now he got sucked into doing the show every Wednesday. So,
I love it.
Yeah, no, it brings us some more knowledge. So, like I said, Kelvin brings knowledge, Jeff brings knowledge, and I bring the good looks and the ratings with my Big Mac smoothie and my Dingus Does Drag Queen challenge. So,
love it. Guys, you guys can find us at joinourcircle_. Make sure you guys go check that out. We're also available at FF_intervention. And of course, Mike's over there available at Daddy's Home FF. Guys, we enjoy doing these episodes for you guys. Going? What's up?
You want to tell people where we're running off to? Yeah.
Well, so both Mike and I are going on right now to the FF_confidential podcast where we're going to promote our stuff. I think you guys might pop on in the back end.
I don't know. I'm okay popping into the back end. I do it every once in a while.
Yeah, it happens, guys.
I like how kinky you are.
Yeah, and make sure you guys go check us out at Linktree, linktr.ee/fantasy intervention. We got to get out of here, guys. Have a good night.
Later.